welcome back to Hazy Logic Wrestling Podcast. We are going over this Monday Night Raw, November 10th, 2025 at the TD Garden in Boston, Mass. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It was a really good show last night, and I think everyone was really hyped up to be there in Boston for John right off the bat.
Hell yeah, let's get into it. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. We're recording this one the next day, so let's go ahead and jump in. Triple H promo right off the bat, right? The game. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it when Triple H comes out just because I love hearing Lemmy from Motorhead, rest in peace, Lemmy, and I like the music. But I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
how you felt about it, but I just feel like he comes out and wastes like 10 to 20 minutes just for himself whenever he knows it's gonna be a huge show. I get it's a big thing and he should be there, but it's just like, man, it took so long. It was a good segment and I'm happy about it, but I just felt like it took way too long. What did you think?
I think it was just him putting over John Cena for like quite a while in front of his hometown when I mean, it's all well and good. This is the end of the retirement tour Triple A wants to do, and I'm sure he's going to come out and say something else at another time. So yeah, I don't feel like he needed to be out there for that long. Just come out there, open the show up, and get John Cena out there. So I did like the fact that he was out there for the upcoming segment, and I think that was really kind of the main purpose of him being out there. So the intro didn't need to go as long.
For sure. Like I said, I'm not a hater of Triple H. It is what it is, but it's like, why not get the general manager out there or something? But, anyways, he comes out, and right away, first thing I noticed in the crowd was just a sea of green, or I don't know. John Cena had green shirts that night. I wouldn't say a sea of green, but definitely a shit ton of green. I would say, like,
I don't
enough
know.
that you know some shit's going down and you notice it. And the crowd was basically just super stoked. I definitely felt the energy right off the bat. Did you notice that?
Yeah, dude, the energy the entire night was great. You knew they were there for John, but the energy kind of lasted the entire night. So I think having John open the show was a great choice.
So the game starts speaking, talking about how a lot of people have different opinions. He just kept talking about opinions. You got opinions, I got opinions, we all got opinions, right? On the greatest of all time. You can measure it by a million different ways. In-ring performance, crowd starts saying, what? Charisma, what? PR, what? Box office attraction, what? By this point, I think we're already like 10, 15 minutes in, so I definitely thank the WWE Universe for giving him them what chance at the time. And then he says, one thing we can all agree on, one thing, hopefully here tonight at least with this crowd, without a doubt, the single greatest this business has ever seen by any measure, John Cena. And then Cena comes out. I don't think John Cena is the greatest of all time, but hey, I get it. You know, we're here for John Cena's retirement. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought his entrance hit hard. You could tell he was kind of emotional when he was running out there, and even if you don't think he's the greatest of all time, you got to at least admit he might be in the picture.
He's definitely in the picture, definitely on the Mount Rushmore. Definitely got to appreciate Cena. Cool ass camera shot. You're talking about him running out. I liked how they had the camera shot where they're like running with him into the ring. I always like it when they do that. Um, and yeah, I mean, Cena showed excitement for the last time is now tournament. He thanks the fans. He's promoting NXT up and coming fighters. He's interrupted by my boy, your boy, all our boy, the one and only Dirty Dominik Mysterio. We had been hearing rumors that it might go down. He comes out, and I don't know if you noticed, but I definitely noticed Dominic made sure to finish up the rest of that neck tattoo before this big moment.
Yeah, he did, and it does look. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot more filled in. And yeah, dude, I want to point out like when Dom's music hit,
Hmm.
they had the camera on John and Triple H smiled so hard when Dom's music hit. Like, like I don't know if it was a character break or if it was just in the moment in general, but it was. I definitely noticed it, and I loved it. Like Dom's music hitting and that whole entrance with him coming out there, you could tell that, especially lately, we've been getting our boy Dump's been getting a lot of attention. So he's been getting cheers, you know? It doesn't even matter. He was out there with his father getting cheers. Well,
Yeah.
that wasn't going down tonight. Not in Boston, not with John Cena. Like he said, wrong person, wrong place, wrong
Yeah.
time. He was getting boos like the Dom we saw early this year. It was back to the Dom that could barely even get a word out before he's just getting booed out of the building. I loved it only in the sense that you knew he already knew what to do with that. It's
Right.
like when Dom's been to the depths of being a heel, like he already knows all how to do with all that. Like he knows he looked so comfortable and confident in it. It didn't look like it shocked him one bit. He just embraced it. It like gives him more energy. So yeah, dude, I loved the entrance. I loved him coming out there.
He definitely owned the moment. Just stance, eyes, everything. He did a great job. Anyways, he's coming out and like you said, normally he's getting cheered nowadays. It was like, I would say 25% cheers, 75% shut the F up chants for Tom. Definitely
Yeah,
heard that. They had to block it out a little bit. People just love to hate him and hate to love him. But I mean, he's definitely going to be a superstar for sure. I don't think anybody's going to deny that.
un undeniable.
Undeniable, yeah. Dom comes out and says he's interrupting tonight because he was interrupted last week. He wants to know what the hell Triple H is gonna do about what happened. Cena, in his hometown, has the nerve to butt in and tell Dom this ain't his place. How dare he? And then Dirty Dominic says, "Go sit down, speak when you're spoken to," before he puts him down. I think by this time everybody's pretty locked in, having a great time with Monday Night Raw. And out of respect for Ray, Cena gives him a chance to walk his ass back through Gorilla. And the good people of Boston, Mass start chanting, "You effed up, you effed up." And apparently Triple H agrees with this, right? As the boss, the head, the head honcho. And bam, he announces Dirty Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. And I'm thinking main event, but no, right now.
Right now, dude, it had such an effect. It was very similar to the way Sammy called John out for that open challenge immediately. It was like, nope, you don't get time to prepare. You don't get time. Just get the shirt off and let's get to work.
Netflix. Um, right after the commercial break, I don't know what you saw, but right after the commercial break, where it started out for me, Dominic's essentially running out of the ring, and then shortly after he's going up the ramp, and then Cena kind of like grabs him, throws his ass back towards the ring area. Did you see that, or did it start earlier for you?
Oh yeah, so I was watching the live stream, the international live stream.
Hmm.
So I didn't get any commercials. It just we got the whole match. We got the intro. They got the announcement. Alicia Taylor came out there and announced both champions. Gave them both some good honors there. Of course, the Never Seen 17. Then we had the match start. We had Dom jumping John before the bell even rang.
Oh
So
wow.
he was doing his show up to the crowd, and boom, you got Dom jumping on him. And it started strong for Dom, and of course John kind of gets control, and that was when a commercial came back. So even when I am watching the international stream, it throws a little counter in the top right corner. So
Hmm.
I know when the commercial break is going to be over with. And I know you didn't get to watch it live, so you were struggling with commercials the entire episode, so maybe I can throw in when I got some segments that I know happened on
Yeah.
commercial.
Please do that for sure. Yeah, just a couple of highlights and then feel free to cut in at any time. There's so much to talk about with this whole match and segment, but couple of quick things that I like before I pass it over was I really like the Eddie Guerrero's Three Amigos by Dom. Um, I thought it
Hmm.
was absolutely hilarious when both of them play possum when Dom tries to do the chair nonsense once again. And then we have like Cena kind of weakening at him, paying homage as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I loved the Cena winking at him. It was very very much homage to Eddie and like Cena and Eddie's time together too.
Yeah, and then we had a little bit shortly after that, ref gets taken out, and then Dom taps out while the ref is taken out. I thought that was kind of bullshit. I felt like I didn't really think he would have tapped out from that normally, but he taps out.
No, that's Dom being smart. He knew the ref wasn't in the ring. He tapped out just to get John to like jump up and be done. There's no reason for him to stand there and take the move the entire time, be in pain.
Yeah,
He knew the ref wasn't in the ring. He knew he got knocked out of the ring. He felt his feet hit him when John kicked the ref out of the ring with Dom.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that was just Dom being smart and like tap out. John let go. He didn't wait for the bell to ring. He didn't wait for the ref to say nothing. He outsmarted John right there.
That is smart, and that is something he would do. I'm glad you said that because I didn't pick up on that, but I was also like eating dinner at the same time, so I was like, "What the hell happened?" I heard a tap out. I look up like, "What the hell?" He wouldn't have tapped out from that shit, and then I'm like, "Oh, the ref's gone." So yeah, he taps out. Makes sense. And then Dom's next tactic is to hit Cena with the belt. Cena ducks it and hits the double A attitude adjustment by Cena. Yet Dom kicks out of it, and then Dom hits a 619 to Cena, followed by a frog splash. Um, Cena
Bro, that
does,
was that was awesome, man.
yeah.
I was half expecting Cena to catch the 619 or do something like that. Obviously, we've seen Rusev been catching it. So the fact that they let Dom hit the 619, get that frog splash in, like, man, that should have been over, but
It should have been over, yeah.
it should have, but that wasn't the Cena he was fighting, man. He said it earlier in the night to Boston. He's like, not anywhere else, any other time, he'd have had a shot. But that night in that place, he was invincible, man. We had Super Cena back tonight.
We definitely did, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought Super Cena could have sold some of Dom's moves a little bit better. Seemed like he just like didn't care, but it was fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, we got Cena hits another attitude adjustment, and Cena wins. We have a brand new Intercontinental Championship. I was shook. I did not think that they were gonna give Cena the belt. I know the Grand Slam, everybody wants to see it. There's a lot of things we want to see right now, but I was shook. What were you thinking?
I loved it, man. I loved it because this was the match that I wanted.
Hmm.
It was semi what I wanted to happen. I figure if Dom was going to lose that belt to anyone, it needed to mean something. It was either going to be Sheamus or it was going to be John. So it was John, made John a Grand Slam champion, and I don't think it really cost Dom anything. Dom is still a champ. He's still going to be over as much as he is. So I think that's awesome that they got to give John that on his way out, whether he needed it or not. And I think it did shock a lot of people because while a lot of people might have wanted it to happen, thought like, oh, that'd be really cool if it did happen. I don't think many people actually expected it to happen. So
Hmm.
I think that was what caught a lot of people off guard. So I loved it.
I was definitely caught off guard. I figured somebody was going to come out, somebody from the tournament or somebody with the past history, mess it up
Or
for
Judgment Day,
somebody.
or
Yeah.
literally anybody, the Americanos, nobody came out. And I think it's worth calling out that I saw there was a segment, a little backstage segment, not on the episode, but they threw it up on Instagram actually. I think I sent it to you earlier today. I don't know if you saw it, but it was a little backstage segment with Dom
Yeah, you
uh
did send me
just
that.
just crashing out about why nobody showed up to help him, why he's all alone out there,
Where's the
and
family?
where's his family. And I think that's going to lead us into this bit with Ray and Dom. And I hope that if they are going to turn Dom babyface, like, I don't know, it seems like this is naturally already happening just because everyone loves him. Um, I think having Ray and Dom settle their differences and maybe Ray jumping in and defending Dom, uh, or Dom defending Ray rather from Judgment Day, could be really interesting. Family thicker than that. So I think we're going to see something play off with that. And at the very least, I think this might be the end of Dom and Judgment Day.
Yeah, this could go a million different ways, but essentially, I thought it was really epic. The fireworks and everything that they had when John Cena wins the belt, he's up there, this pyro or fireworks going off everywhere. That was pretty dope. And
Yeah.
afterwards, we had that backstage locker room segment where, OG Mysterio Ray comes up to him. Papa Mysterio congratulates Cena. Cena daps up Cody Rhodes. And I couldn't hear shit, to be honest with you. The crowd was so loud. I could not hear what he was saying to Ray. I could not hear what he was saying to Cody,
Oh,
but they were all
yeah. So,
congratulating.
yeah, you had just everybody, the entire back room there, whether it was faces or heels, they were all there congratulating John. Ray told John that Dom needed that ass kicking, and It was kind of cool because John put over Dom.
Hmm.
He said, "Nah, he's a good kid."
Yeah, I heard that
He
part.
hoped he learned a lesson from that.
Yeah, that was
So
like the one sentence.
I think that is also kind of a foreshadowing there that this is going to be a change for Dom. I think we're going to see Dom maybe having that baby face turn, whether it's slow or fast. I guess we'll see. But I think I thought that was really cool. And there was a segment actually during the commercial break in between the backstage there and the end of the match where they had Byron out there interviewing LA Knight, stand up there above the crowd as they'll do. And it was a quick one, but LA Knight was just giving his congrats to Cena and really doubling down that he's there for that tournament and he's ready for whoever the mystery opponent is that they throw out against him. So I thought it was cool though. It lets us see that LA Knight is still there, whether it was on a commercial break and broadcast on the international or not. It was good to see him.
He lives. The WWE universe knows he's alive. He's well. He's okay. He's not in the dark basement punished.
Right. And
Um,
he says he's there no matter what. So hey, he could be coming for that IC title. And while it might not be the world championship we want to see on him, it's a belt.
Yeah, I just don't know where they're gonna go from here. I mean, there's so many things could happen. I would hope that John Cena's not fighting for that IC title his last match. I hope, but I don't know. I'm thinking so many things could happen. But does Cena lose it next week with something with the Judgment Day and Dom, and it continues? Does he have it until the final match? If it's the final match, I mean, I don't want to see it, but I'm assuming Gunther's gonna win this thing, and that's my pick at least. Even though I'm not a big Gunther fan, and
If it's for the IC title though,
I don't see
maybe
Gunther
not.
winning that. That's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
not.
So,
That's what but if he does, or LA Knight does, or someone else does, even if they're in more of that top card space,
hmm,
they could bring someone down because the top card's pretty loaded right now and have someone really dominate and elevate that mid card. So the
for
IC
sure.
title, Dom's already done a lot for it, holds a lot of weight. They gave it to John. John's obviously going to add a little bit to that. And then whoever they pass it on to, they could just take that belt and elevate it even further. So giving it to Gunther, giving it to LA Knight, even if they don't have it for that long, they could do quite a bit to bring that belt up even more.
I'm not gonna lie. If the final match is for that IC belt, I love LA Knight. I want him to get a title yesterday, 2 months ago, a year ago. I'm not really into Gunther. I don't want to see Gunther or LA Knight win the IC title. Like I feel like they're not over and they're not superstars because well, I'll speak for LA Knight because WWE hasn't pushed him to be. But I feel like if the last belt is still that IC title for the last match for John Cena, I'm saying I hope they put over somebody young like a Carmelo Hayes or like somebody like that. Like like let's really
Yeah,
make this
maybe.
worth it if it's the last one. And
Or bring Joe Hendry up. Like,
yeah,
fuck it. Like as much as I'd love to see someone else have a final match, that would also be really cool, and I wouldn't even be mad at it. And to have that be like his main roster debut, I think that would be pretty cool.
it would be. And I mean, if it's next week, if he, I mean, I still think there's a chance he could lose it next week, and then he at least has the notch on his belt of this Grand Slam championships, and lots of cool shit can go down next week with Dom again. They could
Yeah,
fix this all before Survivor Series. Stuff can happen with the family, and then that can set up Dom and Ray. Or if Dom doesn't have it, maybe him and Ray go for the AAA title. Because I don't think Ray ever had that AAA title. But
that's
either
what I
way,
was expecting anyways.
yeah.
I figured that Ray and Dom match was going to be for the AAA champion and maybe Ray's career, maybe Ray's mask. Oh,
Could
that would
be.
be crazy. That Ray retires, gives Dom the mask.
Dom can't have everything, man. He can't have the Cena match. His dad put him over, be the top star, get all the girls, and take the dad's mask off. That's too much for me.
I don't know, man. I think Dom deserves the world.
Yeah, Dominant's cool. But anyways, bro, final thoughts on this because this was essentially right. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna front. This was like half of the I mean, most of the buzz is about this right here, but my final thoughts were, it's too bad. Like, it takes one of these goats to exit for like the episodes to hit this hard. Like, it just feels like they put this lightning in a bottle, and it's like so much has to go down in the next 4 or 5 weeks, and I just feel like they could spread it out a lot better. But it was a great opening. What an opening. And my last one was Cena should get a Grand Slam Denny's commercial stat before the end of the year. That would be dope, right?
That would be pretty dope. We'll see if that happens. Yeah, dude, I think my final thoughts, it was a great match. And yeah, it does kind of suck that it takes these kind of matches for the show to hit that hard, but hey, it hit hard. So you could tell that Cena was emotional afterwards, and I think that whole backstage thing, Cody being there, Cena told Cody he's a class act. I thought it was all good. It really is kind of hitting that like this is coming to a close though. So hey, I think you might be right though. Maybe he loses that IC title next week at Madison Square Garden. I imagine we're gonna have another match out of him there. And kind of actually to throw on that, I think that might have been why we weren't seeing Cena sell those hits quite as hard tonight.
You
Because I
gotta
think
keep
we're
them up,
also
right?
seeing I think we're seeing a Cena that knows that he cannot get injured right now. Because like there is so many tickets that got sold for John Cena's final show. Like that's the billing on it. And if he gets injured, that's fucked. So I think that has something to do with it too. I think we're gonna see Cena be a little more gentle until we get to that final match, and he's gonna fucking really lay it all out there.
For sure. I know I said I'd move on, but you made me think like, yeah, I feel like personally this is episode one of a mini episode. Like we can't just have something that big, Dominik Mysterio and John Cena, and it just ends right there, right? I hope there's an episode two next week. MSG is gonna be a huge show. I mean, these crowds, like I said, it reminds me of one
Hmm.
of these European crowds. Like the people are stoked, man. And it's the last four matches. Everybody knows it, and we don't always get to say goodbye. And a lot of times when we do, it's like it's amazing what the Hardys are still able to do, but not everybody gets to that age and can look like it. So I think everybody's just lucky that they're seeing it, and I have a feeling next week's going to be even bigger.
Hey, just to call out on that, did it was it just me or did John look like extra cut tonight? Because like,
Oh
dude
yeah,
looked
dude.
like I'm like, is he about to film something where he's got to have his shirt off or what? Because he's he got extra in shape for these last couple matches. It looks like.
I'm pretty sure he's not on the same juice protocol everybody else is, and he knows he's about to get some good pictures taken over the next couple weeks. But yeah, he looked great for sure. He got them spider veins hanging out and everything. I'm like, damn, bro. Um, but yeah, next up we had speaking of John Cena, the last time is now tourney round one, match one. We finally got Damian Priest versus Rusev. Me and you both spoke about this last Friday, I believe, and we both picked Rusev to win, and we were correct. Big Rusev throws Damian behind him, and I was thinking like that was a pretty big boy activity right there. Impressive to see, but I mean. It was a good match. Maybe I'll say it was like a B, B minus. It was super commercial heavy. If you were watching Netflix, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. It was short and half of it was full of commercials, but um, it was heavy on the eyes for Damien. He pretty much got dominated from what I saw for the most of the time. His eyes messed up. He kept coming back. Priest with the little crossbody, he does like on the over the top rope. I just don't like it, man. I get it, it's cool. He's so big and he's doing like the little tightrope walk on the third before he does a crossbody, but it just is weird when he's like holding hands with somebody the whole time he walks to the middle. But yeah, eventually Rusev with the win. And yeah, I thought it was a good match. Nothing crazy. We all thought Rusev was gonna win. I think they could be booking Priest better, and I thought it would have been much cooler if Aleister Black came out and was the reason why Damian lost, because I'm sure that's not over, but nothing too much. What did you have on it?
Yeah, man, I thought the match was really good. I of course got to see the whole thing commercial free, so
Could have been why.
it flowed. Yeah, I was gonna say it flowed a lot better. Damian had some really good slams where he was picking up Rusev and really getting some good slams in the middle of the ring. So I think a lot of that was on commercial break. So Damian did get some good action back at Rusev, so it wasn't quite so one-sided. But this was another case of WWE running in the nerf right on the match. So this time it was Damien's eye. We kind of called it out on Friday, anyways, with Alistair and Zelina and them attacking the eye for the last couple weeks, ever since he burned it in the first place. So, um, yeah, I thought that was pretty obvious leading into it. Just kind of the same with like Tiffany Stratton. They had to lean in with the knee. this time we were leaning in with the eye. Like people said, like if it wasn't for that match, Damian wouldn't have been wrestling. So
Yeah.
yeah, they nerfed him off the bat to make it obvious that that was one of the reason Rusev ultimately overpowered him. So it just kind of protects Damian. I don't really care for it. I think just have let him have a match. If you wanted to protect him, yeah, I think there were more interesting ways to do it other than have his eye damaged. Have Alistair run out. Have something else cost him the match, rather than just oh man, I can't see out of one of my eyes. And yet he had the eye open the entire time. It's like put an eye patch on. If you want me to believe that you can't see out of that eye, put an eye patch on. Uh, Plus, he'd look more badass. So that was my thoughts on the match. I expected Rusev to win. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, Damien's a G, bro, and he used to be so dominant. I think, WWE could just do a little bit better with booking him right now. We cannot have Rhea Ripley coming out with a broken nose and a face mask, going apeshit crazy, and then have Damian Priest just losing because he can't get his eye touched. But whatever. It was a good match. It was cool. Oh, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Maybe I was just, coming down from the high of the John Cena segment, but that was that. We have our first round, first match winner, Rusev, moving on in the tournament. Next up, we had a little really quick backstage segment with our boy Adam Pierce. He first runs into Ray Phoenix and AJ Styles, the tag team champions. They're telling
You mean Dragon Lee?
Dragon Lee, yep, yep. They want more opponents. Bring them on. They're asking if they have a team name. Ray Phoenix suggests Los Dragones con Estilo, the Dragons with Style.
You
And
mean
then,
Dragon Lee?
yeah, yeah, Dragon Lee. And they determine they're going to keep thinking on a name because it's not working out.
Yeah, I personally love AJ Lee. So I'm gonna keep calling him AJ Lee, and it helps me remember that that's Dragon Lee and not Ray Phoenix too. So that's always that
There you
helps.
go, man. Whatever works. And then right after we had Maxine Dupree comes out, she's finally ready for Becky. So we get that announcement that that's going to be official at MSG next week. Again, we said another big show. And even though it's not over for Becky Lynch for a minute, I don't know. I feel like, well, Becky Lynch comes out, she slaps her right away after they confirm the match. And I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are. I think it'll be a good match. I like Maxine Dupree. We saw her with Becky Lynch in Sacramento at the show we were at, and I think it'll be cool. I'm hoping, maybe she gets beat up and then AJ Lee comes out. We have AJ and Becky for War Games or something. But what are your thoughts on this?
I okay, so I'm gonna make a wild prediction because that's fun.
Okay.
Uh, so I think that yeah, I liked the segment. I thought Becky coming out with the sucker punch was perfect. I expected her to come out, but she was just immediately from off camera, just boom. As soon as I thought it, it happened, and that made me pop. That was hilarious. So, but my as far as my prediction for next week, I think that we may see AJ Lee pop up.
That's what I'm hoping.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I think maybe AJ Lee popping up causes a distraction to Becky Lynch and has her lose. I think that Maxine gets the belt. I think that it would be awesome. It would create a giant feud between both Maxine and Becky, and of course, what we already have with AJ and Becky. I just don't see them giving AJ the belt just yet because she's had like one match, two matches since she's been back. And I think she needs to be on camera for a couple weeks before they build up to something like that. So I don't know. I think it would just be a shock to have Becky lose. And I think the perfect way to have Maxine win and for them to kind of still protect Becky a little bit from it would be not for Maxine to cheat, but for AJ to distract Becky and Becky get so in herself that she loses it again, though not through count out this time.
That would be a hell of a surprise. I do not have a soundboard, but if I did, there would be some bomb drops right there. But I mean, I agree. I don't think it's over for Becky yet. I think she's gonna get past Maxine. But I mean, I like Maxine more than I like Becky. I'm over Becky, but I feel that AJ Lee will come back. We have not seen her forever. It's like, what the heck was the point of this? And I'm pretty sure
Right. Madison Square Garden would be an awesome venue for her to make a return.
make a return, right? I heard she was on a book tour or something like that. But anyways, I'm sure she'll come back. I'm hoping, and we're just guessing here, but I'm hoping that she'll interfere, and um,
Well,
I
she
think it'll
does
be a
get mentioned
DQ.
here pretty soon, so it's not that they're not keeping her name out there. She's getting mentioned, she's getting talked about. So
Exactly. So.
I don't think it's a big stretch to think she's going to be back soon.
Yeah, I think in DQ or Becky wins and then she comes out after she's stomping on her still and just being a punk or something. But
Yeah.
speaking of punks, we have our next segment, which was a big one. We have the promo where we have CM Punk come out, right? Our heavyweight world championship. CM Punk comes out. He's addressing last week's Paul Heyman shenanigans. Not Paul Heyman, but Logan Paul and Paul Heyman shenanigans. And
Logan Paul Heyman, if you will.
yeah, if you will. Once again, I missed the beginning. Thank you very much, Netflix. But he comes out, and we're like, oh, like I'm stoked. CM Punk's coming out. Commercial break. Commercial ends, and they have. I mean, I missed it all, but supposedly there's like these action figurines that are on the announcer table, and they're
Yeah.
talking about how Punk knocked him over, but I didn't get to see any of it. But I digress.
No, it was it was him coming out. It was fun. He comes out, high fives everyone, goes around the crowd, signs little kids' action figures, is just saying hi to everyone, says hi to the announcers, talks to Alicia Taylor for a second. There's this old lady in the crowd he gives a hug to. It was very heartwarming and happy. And yeah, there was some action figures on the announcement desk. It was a new John Cena and a Logan Paul action figure, and I think there was like Dusty Rhodes and Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
and Punk was just like trashing on them for playing with the Logan Paul action figure, and then yeah, and they end up all getting knocked over. It was funny. It was a fun little open. Of course, they're just kind of killing time for come back from commercial break for the important stuff to happen. So Punk hops in the ring, you come back from commercial, and all of a sudden it's serious Punk.
Yeah, so that's where I come back. We get serious Punk when I'm back. He's playing with action figures on commercial break. But anyways, when I start watching, obviously this is in response to last week where we had Logan Paul join the Vision by pretending he was going to help out Punk and then hitting him with the brass knuckles, handing the brass knuckles over to Paul Heyman, and now he's teaming with them. So Punk comes out to address it. Side note, when Logan Paul walks out in the beginning of the episode, he's got these two random guys with him. I'm thinking, like, who are these bums? He always has like some random people. I'm sure they're like friends or podcasters, but they're nobody to me. Did you know who they were?
I didn't notice that at all. I
Oh,
thought when
okay.
you when you just said you had two random bums, I thought you were going to talk about Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker like that. But
No, no. I wouldn't dare
I was like,
disrespect the
well,
vision like that.
I was like, that's quite bold of you, sir.
Yeah.
No, no, I didn't clock that at all. Probably because I just didn't care and they were not noticeable.
Yeah, exactly. Not really noticeable. But anyways, Punk says he's ready for, I'm pretty sure he said he was ready for a street fight. Did you hear that?
Punk said he was ready for any kind of a fight. So yeah, he was calling out Logan, and I thought it was fun. It was a normal CM Punk promo. It's gonna be good. I think Logan's gonna have a good back and forth with him with this stuff. So I think Punk and the Vision, all this is just well, of course we figure out it's all the setup war games, but
Yeah, it's just in the meantime, in between time. But I thought I heard him say he was ready for a street fight. I could have been wrong, and I'm like, I'm sick of WWE with these street fights. It's like they have like a Australian street fight, and there's just like one like random like cricket paddle or something. I'm like, what's gonna be at a Boston street fight? But anyways,
tea bags, man, lots of tea bags. It's gonna be
right.
the Boston Tea Party street fight. There will be fireworks. There will be tea bags. Uh,
Exactly. Punk
yeah,
says that
no, the all these ridiculous street fights are getting out of hand.
a little. We got to think about it a little bit more, man. Put a little bit more thought, Triple H. But Punk says he's gonna put his boot on Paul's neck. And anyways, if Logan Paul eventually comes out, right? Logan Paul is saying that he's been punched in the face by the best Floyd Money Mayweather. Shout out to Money May, the GOAT. And he calls Seth Deadweight Rollins, like that tagline. That was interesting. And then Logan has a new vision, right? And Paul Heyman and the Bronze walk out. Heyman says he's almost as unlikable as his wife AJ Lee, referring to CM Punk.
Yep.
And he says he hasn't seen her. Like we talked about it, I guess she's doing a book tour or something like that. And like you said, we were going to talk about her soon, and this is when she comes up. So that's another hint that she's coming out pretty soon here.
Yeah, and I thought Logan Paul's promo when he came out was actually pretty good. I thought it was funny. Him playing up the battered victim of of the Vision is just like he's like, I took some cracks backstage for this. I'm not
Hmm.
going to keep taking cracks every week. That's too many cracks. He's just way too many cracks, and he's not going to
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought that was pretty funny. So it was a good promo. So I it just proves that, yeah, well, we might not like Logan Paul, and he is definitely fun to boo, and he deserves some boos. He's good out there. It's always going to be entertaining at the very least.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I like Logan Paul. I think he's a good wrestler. I think he
Nah,
puts a lot
I
of
won't
work
go that
in.
far.
I like him. I think he puts in a lot of work, and I think he's gonna get bigger and bigger. Eventually, people are gonna come around to him. But I don't think he's gonna last long with the Vision. But I did like him, and so basically, the Vision's walking out, and they're gonna basically jump CM Punk when out of nowhere, our boy Jay Uso pops up, right?
From out of nowhere,
Out of nowhere, thin air.
the camera pins up, boom, Jey Uso right there next to Punk, like he was there all along. The crowd doesn't pop. There's no music. There's nothing. It's just boom. There's Jey Uso.
Cody Rhodes comes out as well to help out, and I gotta
Oh,
say,
he
I
gets
was
music.
he gets music. Yeah, he got music. He come out. I mean, we can't have Jey Uso with his music, or else we'll have to run it back for 15 minutes. But yeah, the crowd was going crazy for Cody's song, man. It was so loud, it was so clear, and it just to me solidified the importance of this event. You could tell people were excited to be there. Real fans were there, and they were excited to be there, and it just
It
felt
was a
like one
good
of those
crowd,
European
man.
crowds. Yeah.
Yeah, I think having John open it up really fired the crowd up. So I think the whole night benefited from that open. I think it was unexpected and definitely got the energy going.
For sure. And I mean, basically, that's pretty much the end of it. They mix it up a little bit, but at the end of the day, we have our preview for War Games. I'm thinking minus a couple of people, and that was later confirmed. Obviously, a couple of segments later, backstage, they're all there and they're talking and whatnot. And they call up the one and only William Regal,
Yeah,
who
Punk yells
announces
off
War
stage,
Games.
"Regal, get over here!"
Yeah. They
Yeah,
announced
that
War
that
Games.
was that was awesome. Yeah, you got to have Regal there to call war games out.
So, what are you thinking? Are you thinking four? Are you thinking five? I'm hearing
I'm
rumors.
thinking five. That's my thoughts. I'm thinking five. I hope it's gonna be five. Um,
So
if
right now we
not,
have
then
CM Punk, we have Cody Rhodes, we have Jay Uso, and just those three, right?
yeah, you know who I think would be a lot of fun to throw in the mix on the Braun Bronson Logan side would
Who?
be McIntyre.
If it's four people, I'm thinking it's gonna be Cena. But if it's five people, can you imagine the superstar lineup of those three already with Cena, and then you add the OTC in there? I mean, that would be crazy, right?
Yeah, I think that would be crazy. I think if you throw Solo on the other side, that would be pretty awesome if it's a 5v5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that we could see Dragunov in there on
It
the
could
on
happen.
the on the face side. I think that would be a fun throw in if we're gonna get dig into the middle card. Sammy, I could see Sammy being in there again. Of course, we've seen Sammy in War Games already,
Mm-hmm.
so he knows what's up. Uh, yeah, I think there's some fun names that could be thrown out there for it. I think Alistair Black could be in the running to be in there on the other side, maybe with McIntyre.
I don't
So
know. I feel like if they get Sammy Black or Dragunov in there, those guys got to be in there to get pinned. But I mean, it could definitely be fun. I have a feeling it's only going to be four, and I see Cena and Lesnar on as the other ones. But I don't know.
that's possible.
We'll move on. But that was a cool segment. I like that too. So by this point, I'm like, this is a good Raw. We're having a good time. You know what I mean? Everybody's having a good time, having a good time watching it and whatnot. But we move on. We
Definitely.
have we have Stephanie Vaquer versus the one and only Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's World Championship. Obviously, we know that Stephanie was accompanied by Nikki Bella, and we had Raquel Rodriguez accompanied by Perez. And right away, the size difference went crazy in this match, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Raquel is a force, man. She is out there. Um, and yeah, just to call out, man, having Nikki Bella come out with Stephanie Vaquer, especially even after last week's segment, I said there was something a little off with it. And it's just something I really didn't trust about it, man. I just, I don't know, man. I just didn't trust Nikki Bella with it. There was a look, it was maybe her attitude with it, but I don't know. And then maybe just knowing Nikki Bella's past, it's like, man, she turned on her own sister. I just don't trust her.
You're telling me you didn't trust them speaking sweet nothings to each other for 5 minutes last week about how much they love each other? But
It's
yeah, no, I
something
did.
off about it.
Right. I definitely noticed that too. I think we were waiting for it. I had announced like in the beginning of it, I thought she was going to turn on her in this one and it would lead to something. But I've definitely enjoyed the four Latinas mixing it up the last couple of weeks. Both had
Yeah.
some really good spots. But most was Raquel was just throwing Stephanie like a rag doll at certain points. Um,
Yeah, I think, and even I know you had some commercial breaks. I'm sure that you loved in this
mhm.
match, but
Yeah.
during those commercial breaks, it was primarily Raquel being very, very dominant, showing her real strength, just ragdolling Stephanie all over the place. And of course, that continued even when the commercial breaks were over. But yeah, they were really putting Raquel over, and even the commentary was really putting Raquel over a lot. So that was really good. I think they are very much giving Raquel a push into that um, upper, main event space. I think she deserves it. She's been there, but I think maybe this is going to be a singles push eventually for Raquel. So I think we're gonna see a lot coming out of Raquel this next year, especially.
Definitely agree with the cracks happening between Judgment Day and everything. And she's definitely a force. And I rock with Raquel. She's dope. But eventually we get the one of my favorites, the corkscrew moonsault, which was super dope by Stephanie to win the match. She retains the title. And after that, we have all four of them mix it up. Um,
Yeah,
and
man, dude, that corkscrew moonsault was awesome.
super clean.
But man, when she landed it, it looked like she just landed her arm straight on Raquel's face. It looked like Raquel might have took a bit of a hit off of that landing.
I'll have to go back and
And
look at that.
yeah, and I know it's been a few times, and that's a tough ass move, but and it could be hard to land exactly. But I know one time before she had landed it and just like knee right in the middle. So it's a tough ass move though. It looks hard and it definitely looks like it'd get the job done.
I'm sitting there and I had told my lady, I'll bet you she's gonna turn on her at the end of this one. And they're holding up the titles, they're together, and I'm thinking like literally in my head, I'm literally thinking like, what the hell was the purpose of this? Like, what was the purpose of this match tonight, you know? And my wife says out loud at the time, I thought you said she was gonna turn on her. What happened? You were wrong. And then bam, right in that second, Nikki hits her over the head and holds the title in the air and that's it, man. That's it. What do you think? Do you think we'll see a match with them at War Games? I'm guessing a one-on-one, if not at least leading up to it.
So that is actually one of my options I had up there for the women's War Games team.
Put one
I
on each
thought,
side.
of course, we'll get to it later. We already got the other four on either side pretty much laid out, and that's why I do think we're going to get five. I think it would be great to see Stephanie and Nikki in there on opposite sides of the War Games teams. Yeah, I think we might get something, even if it's not in a War Games team setting. I think yeah, a match between them um, and I don't know if I don't think they give the belt to Nikki though. I just
No.
don't think Nikki's done anything to earn that belt. Um, like just all of a sudden, like she's lost a bunch of matches basically. What she did have a good match against like uh Roxanne.
She got pinned two
Um,
times. 2 weeks in a row she got pinned, right? By Roxanne.
yeah, so I don't know that she's really got a leg to stand on when it comes to being a contender against Stephanie Vaquer uh, in any way. So I don't know. I think just because she thinks she deserves a shot at that belt, I don't know that they should give it to her. They probably will, though. That's what they do. Someone walks up and goes, "I want a shot," and they just go, "Sure." So we'll see.
I think they'll give her a shot. I don't think she'll win. I don't think anybody thinks she's gonna win. I think it's just something for Stephanie to do, and we're in the middle of Nikki's little like tour right now. So
And
I just
Have Stephanie put down a Hall of Famer is just
exactly.
another thing to stack onto her resume. So yeah, I think you're right there.
Exactly. We moved on. I didn't have too much for the next couple of them, but we moved on quickly to Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the last time is now tourney round one, match number two. We both said last Friday we thought Sheamus was going to take this one. It was a good match. I mean, low key, I thought it was a sleeper for most people. I didn't think it was anything crazy, but I did enjoy it. And I think just like the other one, I'll give it a B, B minus, probably B minus. But I felt that Sheamus definitely had a lot of energy. You could tell he was pumped up, had a lot of like crowd work and whatnot. That was cool to see. I just felt like so much happened tonight that these matches aren't really going to be remembered. And I also just wonder like if anybody would care if these were just regular matches. It just seems like we put the name last time is now tournament and it makes them obviously bigger because we're using John Cena's name. But in the end, what we thought, what we both picked was true, and it came to fruition. Sheamus won, and he moved on. So we now have Sheamus as the victor, number two of the first round, and Rusev as the previous victor. So what did you think about this matchup?
I actually really liked it, man. Shinsuke's entrance was great. Sheamus, of course, is going to be super over in Boston, being Irish. I knew he was going to be really over with the crowd, and that kind of hung true for the whole match.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
didn't even think about that.
it was exactly what I expected it to be as far as the match goes. I know again, I get the whole matches with the commercial breaks. I think that's to the benefit because it really creates a more balanced flow with the match. But I knew what we were going to get with Shinsuke and Sheamus the same way I knew what we were going to get with Rusev and anybody. It is going to be a banger, dude. It's just going to be a brawl. And that's exactly what it was. There was some giant suplexes, some big back and forth with them with slams and clotheslines, and of course Sheamus getting a hold of Shinsuke and getting the 10 beats. It's exactly what I expect out of a Sheamus match, and that's not a bad thing. It is just exactly what I expect. So I thought it
Mhm.
was good. I give it a B plus. I also gave the Rusev match a B plus. I love that snap brogue kick that he threw at the end. Just looked brutal. Freaking just dropped Shinsuke
That
for
was
the
dope,
win.
man.
And yeah, that's what like I don't want to discount anything as far as when it comes to Sheamus, Rusev, Shinsuke. Like these guys are great in ring. It's just that they don't benefit from a lot of storytelling, really at all. They are the mid card. They are strong mid cards. They always put on a good match, but when it comes to getting an actual story, they just don't get anything. Their story is to go out there and beat the hell out of each other. They're gladiators, if anything. They're out there to put on a match and like get us all into it. But yeah, I think if anything, that would be my call out on these kind of matches is that I love them, but I wish that there was more story to back them up. Um, the only story we got for what three straight matches of Rusev and Sheamus was just that they wanted to beat the hell out of each other,
Hmm.
back and forth until one of them was the true winner. I think that's the case a lot of times with this stuff. So that's my call out on it. I loved the match though.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's kind of my point. It's just like, what is the story here? The story is that it's the tournament, and it gives them a reason to put people together without any other reason. And we have these champions that have been here for so long off nostalgia, and majority of the show is taken up by that. So, I mean, it is what it
Yeah.
is. But we did have more with the tournament. Well, we're 2-0, so far we're both right with our picks for this tournament. The next up, we had the last time is now tournament matchups for round one revealed the rest of the matchups. So they had previously announced four already. We had two last night. We have two coming up on Friday. And then we got the next half of the next four were announced, right? So we have Solo Sikoa versus another mystery person. So we don't know who LA Knight is fighting, and we don't know who Solo is fighting. I am assuming since we have an NXT fighter in the other one, and they didn't have a problem announcing the NXT fighter, that both of these mystery guests are the people that are not working for the company. And then we have John Evans from NXT, correct, versus Gunther.
Yeah, Javon Evans versus Gunther. I was surprised they didn't keep Gunther as a surprise. So I guess that was the surprise, was that they just told us.
Hmm.
But I think that's going to be a killer match, man. Javon is always a fun, energetic match, and Gunther knows how to just slap all the fun out of shit. So I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be either a good match or it's going to be just a demolition.
Domination.
So.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get something awesome out of it. Javon is always a good talent, so it's always great to see him get more spotlight on the main roster and whatnot. So, and then Solo versus the mystery opponent. I of course think one of the mystery opponents is going to be Joe Hendry. So, are we going to get Joe Hendry versus LA Knight, or are we going to get Joe Hendry versus Solo? Is my only thoughts. And then I don't know who the other one's going to be. I'm thinking Matt Cardona would be awesome in this spot. Also, Nick Namath, or as they know him mostly as Dolph Ziggler, I think would be another awesome spot. Both are from working either Indies or TNA, so they could be in there too.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler was there for years, and I don't see him coming back quite yet. From what I've been hearing, it seems like most mystery people are going to be the Matt Cardona and Joe Hendry. My bad to Javon Evans. I called him John Evans in the beginning. But yeah, I figure it's going to be a good showcase for him. I think he's going to look great, but I'm pretty sure Gunther's going to take this one, and I see Gunther winning the whole thing probably or going very, very far. As far as who the mystery people are, I think they're going to be, like I said, Matt and Joe, and I think that it would be pretty funny if Joe Hendry fought Solo just because like one is so serious and the other is so not. It would be like pretty funny to see, I think. But I think,
Yeah, well, and you know that Solo can be not serious. It will
yeah,
be mockingly not serious. It will be him mocking Joe for being a fool.
and it'd be
And
entertaining to watch.
it would be very entertaining to watch. So that's my pick. Plus, because I kind of want LA Knight to win. So I think if it is Matt Cardona, it's awesome that he'll be back, but LA Knight will win that match. So
For
I
sure.
that's my choice. Now I don't know if we would expect Solo to win. I think not because I want him to be in the War Games tournament. So I think him losing and going on to jump into War Games would be my choice on that too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I only watch the main roster, as you know, other than like the like special events and whatnot or AAA. Who does Joe Hendry fight for? Like what company?
Well, currently he is technically, I believe, still with TNA. However,
Okay.
he hasn't been on TNA programming in quite some time, and
Hmm.
he has been on NXT basically every week. He just announced him and Thea Hale on NXT uh, last week, coming out there and basically calling their shot against Chelsea Green and Ethan Page for the mixed tag team championships.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see. So I don't think we're going to see Joe on the main roster permanently yet. That's why I don't expect him to win or get the belt. Yeah, I think if he does win, I hope it's not for the belt because I think he's got a lot of work to do in NXT before he comes up to main roster. Maybe not a lot. I mean, of course, he's already had his match with Randy Orton and stuff, but I think there's a lot of good for him to do there, bringing light and getting some attention to people on the NXT roster that don't get a lot of attention. So,
I can't help but to think if they announced Javon Evans from NXT, why would they not announce Joe Hendry? Why would that be a mystery person? That makes me think that the mystery
because
people
he
are
is he is technically still part of TNA.
okay. That could be, and
He
and
is
the
he is
pop will hit
he
better
is
with the
not
song
a
too.
he is not on the NXT roster. He is only there because of the creative collaboration that TNA and NXT have been running. And that is why I also think that if not Matt Cardona, it would make a lot of sense for Nick Namath or Dolph Ziggler to pop up. He also does have history with John Cena, quite a bit of it. And so I think it would make sense that, I mean, just to keep another option out there, I think that would be the most likely third option if there was going to be.
Yeah, and it's hard because we don't know who these people are. I want to make a pick, but I can't make a pick on people that I don't know who are going to be going up against each other. But for sure, I got Gunther beating Evans. And if Solo fights anybody that doesn't work for WWE, I see him squashing them the first matchup. And I'm going to officially change my LA Knight prediction from Friday. I said he was going to lose. If he fights somebody that does not fight for WWE or NXT or anything like that, I could see him just beating them, hopefully, especially with the promo he gave before.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be squash matches, though. I think they're going to be a lot more back and forth than you think they will be. NXT does give a lot of they give a lot more time for people that aren't part of the brand right now too. Of course, we just
Mhm.
had like a whole bunch of TNA invasion stuff and all coming over there, and it's not always them losing. They Hardys came in and took the NXT tag team belts and stuff too. So
I'm
I
waiting for
think
it, man.
I think there's a chance that Solo loses. So we'll see which one of us is right on that one.
All right, let's check it out. Main event coming up. We had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending their women's tag team championship belts versus the one and only Kabuki Warriors. Couple of really cool spots. There was that double DDT from the Kabuki Warriors that I remember that I liked a lot. There was a
That was awesome.
super awesome. Yeah, and then there was a really dope double crossbody by Charlotte Flair that I thought was really dope as well.
That was really
Um,
good too. Yeah, there were some really good spots in this match.
This was like my sleeper match, to be honest. I think if Dom and John did not fight, I would say that this was my match of the night for sure. I really did enjoy it, but at the end of the day, I know we've been pretty long here on this already. The nitty gritty, the champs are about to win at the end, and the one and only Lash Legend and Nia Jax interfere, leading to the eventual insane elbow from Kyrie and our new women's.
Man, that insane elbow is so brutal.
It was yeah, it was cool.
I love it. Yeah, the match was great. There was some really good submission stuff with the Oscar locks and
Hmm.
Charlotte with the figure four and the figure eight at the very end, and you and friggin' Alexa hitting the Sister Abigail. I thought that was it, man. I did not expect Flash Legend and Nia to show up, so that definitely got me.
More power to them. And then they come out. Our new women's tag team champions are crowned, the Kabuki Warriors. And then we have kind of a 4v2, right? Lash Legend and Kabuki Warriors and them all kind of like beating up when Io Sky and Rhea Ripley eventually come out to save the day. Rhea, in true pre-War Games fashion, has her mask on with her broken nose, right? Running it back like Jey
She
Uso. Everybody's running it back this year.
Rhea cannot go into a war game without breaking her nose first. So, of course, she's got to have some badass mask. I expect a really badass mask. I don't think that's the one we're going to get at war games. So, I think she's going to come out with something real cool. But yeah, we got 4v4. I think we're going to see a fifth added in on this one. So,
Yeah, maybe like you said, maybe Nikki and Stephanie, or maybe it's gonna be AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Who
AJ Lee
knows?
and Becky would be really cool.
Yeah,
Or
something
even
like that.
having Maxine and Becky could be cool in there too. Yeah, or I'm just like I've thought about Lyra, I've thought about Bailey. There's a lot of cool ones that we could get thrown in as the fifth member here. So we'll
I'm not
see
gonna
what happens
lie.
with that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm more excited for the women's War Games match than I am the men's. I think the men's gonna be star-studded, but I think they got to be careful. We can't have John Cena get hurt. There's gonna be a lot going on. They're a little bit older as well, so
I don't think Cena is going to be in that match. I think Cena is going to have a match. I do not think Cena is going to be in the War Games match. I
I
think we're
hope
going to
he's
get
not.
someone else for it.
I hope he's not.
Um, and maybe we do get Cena Lesnar there. Yeah, again, let Cena get the win over Lesnar this time. Don't make it such a squash. Redeem ourselves for that last event. Um, but I don't know. I think we're going to see Dom versus Ray. I think. I think that Survivor Series War Game event is gonna be pretty good, regardless of the two War Games matches.
I think it's funny you
Um,
said that about Brock Lesnar. I actually think that's the only reason why John Cena would be in it is you can have John Cena not lose that title if he still has it. He doesn't have to have a full match with Brock Lesnar again leading up to the retirement, but they can both come out last, and John Cena can beat him and finally pin him and be like the victor for the War Games. But yeah, I mean anything can honestly happen.
yeah,
But I'm looking forward to War
yeah,
Games
or I mean, we could see John in another match at War Games, or just another match for the IC title at that event,
at the event. Yeah,
rather.
not versus
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar
not
or something.
not in War Games, but have another match there. Maybe we see. Hey, maybe next week we get Dom versus Ray at Madison Square Garden. It's not for Ray's retirement match, and we get Dom and John Cena in San Diego. You know, as much as San Diego is Ray's hometown, it's also Dom's hometown. So maybe we had Dom lose his title in Cena's hometown, and we have Dom win his title back in Dom's hometown and his home turf, where Dom is going to be the one getting the cheers there. At least I hope.
Could happen, could happen. That would be a very cool environment to see. But yeah, I liked what was I gonna say? Oh, I wanted to say two things before we wrap this thing up here.
Yeah.
We got some old title holders, bro. We got John Cena's like 48 years old or 47 years old with the Intercontinental. We have CM Punk as our world heavyweight champion at 47. And then we have AJ Styles, who's also like 48 years old with a tag team championship belt. I just think it's crazy. Like, I'm happy, right? I like these matchups. I think they're nostalgic. I think they're cool. This wasn't my era of wrestling, but I do
Oh,
like it, and I get to see them now, even though wasn't super into it when they were in their prime. But I just think, man, like we got to usher some new generations in here. Like, let's get some NXT kids up here or something like that, you know?
nah, because because I think you just gave me an idea. Uh, so when we're talking about the fifth War Game members, I think McIntyre would be my choice to add on over on the other side for the men. I think we see Randy in War Games. I want to see Randy in War Games. I want to see Randy in War Games really bad, and I didn't think about that until right now. But I want to see him in War Games, and I want to see him betray Cody. Um,
That could be cool, yeah.
and I think Randy deserves that belt, so we can have more old ass fucking title holders.
We'll see what happens, man. But we'll have another episode on War Games just to kind of go over it. But any other those closing comments on this episode for last night's Monday Night Raw? It's been kind of a long one, but I mean, it was worth it. It was a good episode.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in the episode, so no, man, I think we pretty much covered it, and we'll be back after Friday Night SmackDown. Talk about that one. So I think it was a good one, man.
Hell yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. And then my only closing comment here, just because they were live from the TD Garden arena yesterday, which is the home of the Boston Bruins, and I'm here recording in San Jose down the block from the SAP. I'm just gonna say go Sharks. And I'll talk to you on Friday, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. Catch you on Friday.
All right, peace.